It's a King of the Hill matchup between these two squads here at the Z All Red Aquatic Center at Chapman University. It's the Claremont Mudscripts taking on the Chapman University Panthers. Myself, Justin Lee, here with Caroline Chang and Angela Hara will be down on the pool deck joining us in a very few moments. But the weather is great and the water looks fine. We got a great one here today, don't you think, Caroline?
No, yeah, absolutely, Justin. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Southern California. We're going to have a great game, and I'm so excited. And we're actually making history here, aren't we?
Yes, we are. The first major broadcast of water polo here on the CSBN Broadcast Network. We got a lot for you guys here today. Let's take a look at these two programs, obviously highly touted between each other. Claremont making it all the way to the NCAA championship game, losing to Pomona Pitzer in that, and Chapman Panthers not having the best of seasons last year, coming here for looking some of that magic, some of that new groove. But Caroline, what have you noticed between these two squads?
No, yeah, I agree completely. I mean, Claremont Athenas were ruling last season, being second in the SCIAC and only lost to Pomona Pitzer. But same with Chapman, you know, they're coming out here with a new season under their belt and only one game each. So it's going to be an exciting game here. But I think we got to look a little closer into the Claremont Athenas key players. Now, my very first key player has to be the absolute shark in the water, and that's going to be the senior attacker, number 17, Cooper McKenna. She's an unstoppable force for CMS, being the second highest scorer in the SCIAC Conference with 42 goals. But watch out, she is also a double threat. As their sprinter, she also ranks second overall with 14 wins and only 4 losses, so should be somebody important to look out for this game. And looking at the defensive side, we also have to look at Mason Spencer, the last line of defense, the Iron Wall. She's going to be a very important key player for this game. She actually ties with Georgina Burton at 61 saves, and she's only a sophomore, so she's a really young player, and she's going to be somebody to look out for this game as well.
Definitely will be, and we'll be looking out for people such as Valerie Wraith and Mia Atson. A couple of those players also getting SCIAC Players of the Week throughout these last couple of weeks. And moving on to the Chapman side, we got Alyssa Fricker, the top highly touted scorer for this Chapman Panthers team in the entire conference. They transfer out of Augustana University, got Rookie of the Year last in her season with that school, transferred in here looking for some of that magic, and she's really turned around things here as she in her young career, and they're going to be looking to her today for that magic. Moving on to the defensive side, like you were talking about with the Claremont MS Mudscripts, we got Georgina Burton with the Iron Wall in the cage today, the senior for this team. So far this season, having some great numbers, 61 saves, like you talked about, tying that the CMS goalie, and 48 saves percentage and 11.7 goals allowed. It's going to be extremely important, especially when you have to defend against some of the best players in the entire conference. Obviously, the second scorer, like you said, Cooper McKenna, is also doing the sprinting duties here today as well. And they're going to have to really protect against both of each other. Before we can move on, though, we got so many storylines to cover throughout this broadcast and a lot of different things that have happened since the beginning of this water polo season here in 2024. We have Angela Hara down there on the deck side. She's going to be filling us in with all of the nitty-gritty details. Angela, what you got for us?
Thanks so much, Justin. Yeah, well, like you said, Chapman versus CMS women's water polo. I've got to say, the energy down here, everyone's really locked in. You hear the music behind me. It's slowed down, it's rap, it's absolutely intense, and everybody's locked in. I've got to say, Georgina Burton, I talked to her ahead of time, and she said that she's a Chapman goalkeeper. She said that she is very, very, very excited to see what we're going to see out here on the pool deck. And she said that she's especially excited with the freshmen that are coming in and see what their adrenaline's going to look like. How are they going to move forward in the game? And are they going to use that adrenaline, that motivation, that new fresh blood to pull out a win today, especially being that CMS was second on the SCIAC last year. So a fun game to keep an eye out and keep a look for. Back to you guys.
This will not be the last we see Angela Hara today. We'll be checking in her various times throughout this broadcast. She's going to be sharing us some of those other storylines that has happened throughout the part of this season here in 2024. But let's take a little deeper dive under the microscope between these two squads. Caroline, what kind of keys are we looking forward to in this matchup?
I think, like you said, like we were talking about those key players, Cooper McKenna, number 17, she's going to be a really dominant force. I mean, number 2 highest scorer, she's going to be crazy. She's going to dominate in the water. And same with those goalies. They're really important in these games because they're your last line of defense and they're just so important. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. What do you think about those starting lineups for both teams, Justin?
I mean, there's solid starting lineups, obviously. It's just going to be a matter of, who's going to win the sprints and who's going to hold that possession as well. And it's about speed, right? It's about the Ka-Chow, the Lightning McQueens of this game. It's going to be between Cooper McKenna and Kendall Papin, some of the top players for the entire conference. And this is going to be a really close matchup here today with both of these teams. For this matchup in particular, though, obviously this being the first major broadcast for CSBN for water polo, for a lot of the audience members who usually watch a lot of our broadcasts and coming in here and watching this sport, we usually don't get, we don't get a lot of explanations about these new sports. But obviously you played water polo, I played water polo in high school. We've got some details about water polo. So let's explain it a little bit. Very similar to basketball, hockey, except it's in the water. But Caroline, what's the best way to put this to the audience?
I feel like it's best described as soccer in water. I mean, it's a crossover of many, many different sports, but basically it's 4 quarters, each quarter 8 minutes. Breaks between quarters are 3 minutes and a halftime of 5 minutes. So it's a really fast-paced game. Like you were saying, with speed is crucial. And, it's just about basically really simple idea is you're just trying to get as many goals as possible before the game ends. And I think it's a really fun and aggressive game. I mean, I wonder how much fun you had when you played water polo. I know I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. It's a very aggressive sport. You get dragged under the water. You may get kicked in the face. You might get hit in the head. It's everywhere. This sport has it all. The egg beater type that we had to train and work hard for, sprinting across the water every single day in practice. I don't know how early you've had to practice and such, but this sport is fun to watch, and it's definitely a treat that we get to have this out here for CSBN. Like we've never had this before. Starting lineups are out there right now on the pool deck, so let's listen in on what we have with the starting lineups right now.
It's going to be really fun here. We're going to see, so we're starting off with Chapman. So obviously we're going to have Alyssa Fricker at the forefront, and then Riley Eves, Callie Malone, Jamie Chin, Demi Ovale, and Kendall Papin. It's going to be a really fun lineup here. What do you think about CMS's lineup?
CMS has got Olivia Cairns in there, Dara Schoolcraft, number 9, 8, Grace Clark, 19, the Sky Player of the Week, got it a couple weeks ago, and Valerie Wraith, number 17, Cooper McKenna, who you mentioned was the sprinter for the squad, and number 4, Mia Adson will be out there on the pool deck starting out for these two teams, and obviously Mason Spencer will be back there in the goal. Behind her is also Natalie Stearns, who also has shared time with Mason Spencer as well, so we might see her a few times as well in this matchup as well.
Yeah, I think them together is an excellent force in the goal. Having those multiple goalies on bench is really useful because you're treading water for 4 quarters, and that's like an hour and a half, and you get really tired, especially you're leaping right and left across the goal. So having Natalie Stearns as that backup, she is going to be a really good player as well for CMS. And yeah, it's going to be really fun here. And so sprinters are going to start off, and it's going to be a great game.
It will be. It looks like we got the national anthem down on the deck, so we'll stay silent for now. We'll be right back in a few. right around lunchtime as we are getting ready for this nice matchup. The pool looks great today, all clear water today. Let's talk about some of these coaches in particular for both of these teams. Chapman University with Eric Plasell in his 20th season for the women's team, actually also coaches the men's team as well in his 18th season. He's been there towards the D3 tournament a few times. 2005 was the last one, finishing number 3. He used to play at Long Beach State, has a for 95 to 98 score average, and obviously has a lot of experience as a water polo player, and that's going to really translate a lot. He also coaches with his own brother, Brian Plasell, as the assistant head coach in his 10th season for this squad. For Claremont MS, Greg Lozano in his 16th season. Caroline, what kind of details do you have about him?
No, yeah, he also coaches for both men's and women's water polo. Sorry about that. And he's also a 3-time national championship coach. I mean, as well as he brought 2023. He almost beat Pomona Pitzer with his CMS team last year. And I think he also graduated from Pepperdine University, so he's pretty local. And I think it's going to be an excellent game here as they get geared off. I mean, we're already seeing Cooper McKenna hop into that sprinter position. Are you revving up for this game, Justin Lee?
They got all cylinders firing over there. The key is in the ignition. We're getting ready to go. Caroline, we got the sprinter and we also have the trailers. Can you give us a little explanation of those two positions?
Yeah, of course, real quick. So we got those sprinters and trailers. They're going to be your people who are going to get possession of the ball very first. That's the way water polo starts. So sprinter's going to get it and pass it back to their trailer. And here we go, Justin.
Getting ready to go. The officials today, Mark Despares and Gabriel Martinez, 2 officials on both sides, watching very closely on both of these teams. And very much like hockey, there's exclusions in. There's a penalty box where they have the players, if you're excluded, have to hang out for about 20 seconds before they're put back into the field of play. So there's a lot of power play opportunities here, and here we go. Sprinting down the line on both sides. Kendall Papin, Cooper McKenna, who will get it? And it looks like McKenna will get this one, handing it off to Mia Atson, and here we go, folks. Already an ordinary foul called on Jamie Chin. 2 on that towards the set. First shot on goal is wide right. Georgina Burton, an easy save there.
That's right. Now Georgina's going to try to look to pass to half, and she's already utilizing her great strengths as a goalie.
Got to be a real challenge to be able to float above the water like that. Very much like a butterfly kick, but alternating both sides. The egg beater, the terms in water polo terms. Here's Jamie Chin on the offensive side trying to draw the foul. Chapman is switching around, a little bit of a circle do in the middle, and throws it errantly. I'm not sure if she was looking for her teammate there, but just passes it off right to Mason Spencer.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a scramble right there. I mean, shot clock was almost down, but here we go. CMS on offense once more.
Looks like we had an ejection here. That's number 3, Riley Eves, and we get an easy first goal here for the CMS.
Yep, that was number 19, Valerie Wraith. She is actually an amazing player for CMS this season and has actually ranked 4th overall with goals with 33 points, and we're going to see her continue to be a driving force this season.
First goal of the day for the CMS. Athena's out here. Valerie Wraith, we were talking about that SCIAC Player of the Week a couple weeks ago out of Mater Dei High School. Very touted private institution close by here near city of Santa Ana. Right now, Jamie Chin has gotten most of the time with the ball right now. Just throws it right into the gap. And that's an easy one for Spencer to pick up, and now we are flipping sides. That was Demi Oval with the shot on goal. And already quickly right into the goal, and CMS Athenas get the second goal against Georgina Burton.
That's right. That was number 19 again, Valerie Wraith. She's really pulling through. You know, she's just coming in on the one, driving in, grabs that ball, and nobody's on her, so she's ready to go.
Lily got right in there, as you see, drawing that foul and moving right in front of the defense for the Panthers.
That's right. You see her as she maneuvers around her defender, grabs him by the waist, and turns herself so she can get that shot off.
Jamie Chin once again on the wing, onto the left side, and Spencer makes another easy save. It's been easy picking so far as Kendall Papin made a shot on goal, and to her no avail. We got an ejection here.
First ejection of the game. Here we go. That's when the player has to be kicked out into the box at the edge of the pool.
That's Kendall Papin going out of the pool. 6-on-5 opportunity, the second power play of the day for the Athenas. Burton right off the left post. We already got another ejection here.
Timeout's called by Chapman. This is a 30-second timeout.
We got a timeout called here by Eric Plasell, trying to rally his squad. Obviously already off to a rocky start here on the day against the Athenas. What have you seen so far, Caroline, as you're talking about that rocky defense for the Panthers right now? What is it going to take to get them to get back in shape here?
I mean, exactly what you're saying. Like, water polo is all about speed, and you can see on CMS's side, they're sprinting down the pool, and that's how Valerie Wraith is able to get off those amazing shots, those really nice and clean shots.
First 6-on-5 opportunity for the Panthers here. They're up by 6 people in the pool. Over to Papin. And a fricker over the top of the goalie into the goal, and Chapman gets their first goal off the hands of the top scorer, Alyssa Fricker.
Blasting off into the speed of light, Alyssa Fricker, bar in. You saw that really nice catch and shoot, really smooth. Those catch and shoots are so crucial in water polo because that momentum allows you to swing so fast, and that's what got her that bar in.
Gotta have a strong arm if you want to play this sport in particular. Obviously not the same as regular polo because you have to ride a horse and a club in your hand, but it's an American sport, and usually women's USA national team dominates as Georgina Burton gets a steal off of the great defense there from the Panthers. That was Olivia Cairns now in the middle of the set. Got it swiped away from her.
I mean, actually, Georgina actually has 7.6 saves per game. So, you know, you see her as a goalie, she also does those steals, not only blocks.
Jamie Chin draws the foul right to set. Alyssa Fricker makes it quick, puts 2 up on the board, and she already has 2 goals on the day.
Alyssa Fricker said, turn that aggression on. She heard Coach Plessel say, hey, we need to get this together, and she's already moving. Now, Chapman Panthers and CMS 2-2.
She's sneaky like an agent, very much like the Finn McMissile nickname we were giving her. And she gave it a little bit of the flick of the wrist.
Yeah, that was like she whipped it right there, perfect set, and then she just whipped it into the pool.
Probably what it's going to take, especially against a goalie like that whose eyes are tracking that ball all the way around. A lot of great pressure there by Demi Oval, but that draws the foul. Another ordinary foul here, and it's intercepted by the Panthers defense. Riley Eves gives it to her goalie.
Yeah, you see Chapman's really turning back on CMS.
We got an ordinary foul here against Riley Eves, who's also been a fantastic player for this squad as well. Sophomore out of Roseville, California, 14 assists last season. And this one, a shot right in front of Spencer. Looked like she stumbled a little bit, and Riley Eves is underwater right now, but quickly, CMS is going down the pool very fast.
Yeah, Spencer's holding on that ball, trying to find that perfect pass. She doesn't want to pass that to an offender. Or she doesn't want to pass that to a defender.
We got an ejection here. That's on number 2, Callie Malone, and already going quick to go beyond the bar.
See, I don't think that passed the goal line right there, so Georgina was able to pull that one out. Again, she's really pulling out for the Chapman Panthers.
A little bit of luck is all you need, especially in this sport at water polo. Going quickly now as the Panthers, as Alyssa Fricker is finding her attack zone, handing it off to the fantastic freshman in Kendall Papin. We got an ejection. And a 6-on-5 opportunity once again. That's against the CMS Athenas. 6-on-5, Eves. A nice shot there by Callie Malone. She puts it in there, and the Panthers have their first lead of the day.
That's right, you can hear the crowd going wild there. Callie Malone, again, those catch and shoots give you that momentum, and she just tossed that one on the left side of the goal. You see her right here. Look at that perfect catch and shoot. Boom! Right between Spencer's arms. That was a beautiful shot by Malone.
You see how quickly they dump it off to each other. That might be the key here against the CMS team, just trying to hand it off as quickly as possible. We got an offensive foul here against the Athenas, and now they're going quick as she gives it to Alyssa Fricker. She flicks it over to her teammate Demi Oval, and she's guarded immediately, and that draws the exclusion. On number 6, Murphy for the Athenas. Oval is inside the 2-meter. Anna Kalu just subbed in earlier. She's in there now. Riley Eves is in there. Eric Purcell using his loud voice. She's coming back in. Blocked by the Athenas.
Yeah, Mason Spencer, she said, I'm not going to let that happen.
We get an ejection here on Alyssa Fricker as she climbed over the top of number 19, Valerie Wraith. And another 6-on-5 opportunity here for the Athenas. This is where the transition game becomes very key. Nice save there by Georgina Burton. And that's another ejection. That's a whole rally of ejections we have gotten here in the last 2 minutes or so.
That was an excellent block by Georgina Burton, keeping that in front, making sure that doesn't go past her. She wants to keep that ball at bay.
The type of different looks that we see on the 6-on-5, it looks like we've got 3 defenders in the middle of the box. Is that usually the strategy that is used in a 6-on-5 opportunity?
No, it is not. I'm seeing that they're pulling out against the post, and so they're doing 5 around the outside and just keeping 1 in the center, but that's probably an offensive play because Chapman may not have those redirect shots down.
Rightly so. Meg Peters' shot went wide of the goal, and the Athenas are already going through quickly, and that's an ejection on Peters this time. Nice defense from the Panthers, but it draws the foul. Wraith coming towards the middle, towards the set, and it gets right in front of the eyes of Georgina Byrne and just dunks it right in the back of the net. Great shot there into the back of the net. Lily Pashman for the Athenas out of Mill Valley, California. Freshman, that's her first goal of her young career. Here we go. Jamie Chin is being pressured. Now she draws the foul. Quickly, nice block there by Mason Spencer. She tries to pass it off into the middle of the crowd here, and that's an offensive foul on Riley Eves, and now we turn that ball over. It looks like Natalie Stearns is in goal. My apologies for earlier in place of Mason Spencer, so Mason's getting a little bit of some rest time. Here's the ordinary foul by Jamie Chin. Riley Eves now in the middle. Meg Peters blocked away with the hand.
That's the end of the first quarter, and that's how fast it goes, Justin. Some amazing plays on both sides. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of plays out here today. This is a total of 9 exclusions already in this game so far that we've seen, and it's a very aggressive matchup between both of these squads. We've seen it all between these two, and we've seen it all. What have you seen so far in just this first quarter alone?
I mean, just taking a look at those goalies on both sides, they're doing a great job of keeping the ball at bay. I mean, there was a lot of aggression that came on from from both teams, but you know, we'll see it keep going. But here, what we have here are some water polo caps actually from when I used to play, but so we're gonna put these on. And
Yep.
so
Put these
what
on
what
over
are
our
these
earbuds.
for?
Yeah, we used to play water polo. We can pull the graphic up here of the good old days when we played water polo. Obviously, Caroline has been there more recently than I as well, and she played it for a very long time. You've been ejected multiple times there, right?
A little too many. I think I got kicked out of the game at least 5 times in one season. It's pretty bad.
Oh,
but
boy.
There's Justin Lee.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Oh, gosh. Look at the baby face. Look at that. Look at you looking all patriotic.
Oh, yeah. You know, we had those. It was pretty awkward in those photo shoots, though, I have to say. But it was a great time. Playing was so much fun. I really missed the game. I'm sure you do, too, Justin. I wish we had, like, a club here that was just for fun, you know? Not too much drowning. But
Yeah,
you
who
know,
knows? Maybe after this we can go jump in the water, throw some around. Why not?
I say so. I mean, look at our caps. They look really nice. Actually.
Obviously, they're a little offset, but explain the earmuffs a little bit on the cap that, as we saw on the screen earlier. What is the reason for this plastic piece?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you can see there's not a lot of padding or any protection in water polo, but we do have are these caps. And so on this little earpiece, it's made of plastic, and it's basically supposed to protect your ears from any hits coming at your ears or balls thrown out your ears, because that can really mess with the way you hear things, and it can be a lot of sound damage for your ears. But you know, that's about it. That's all we got.
Very nice. And obviously they designate the teams, and obviously Claremont MS wearing the white caps and Chapman University wearing the darker caps. It also gives them that number as well. Even for the goalies, they have a different colored cap. It's usually marked with a brighter red color for both teams.
Yeah.
That's how you can designate it between the field players and the goalie itself.
That's right. And same goes for their actual latex cap that they wear underneath, so that you can associate who your goalie is.
Here we go. We're getting started here in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, it's 3-3 between these two teams. Top two in the SCIAC. And here we go. The sprint coming down the way with Alyssa Fricker heading in front of it. Grace Clark is also heading her sprint. And Grace Clark gets to it quickly, giving it off to her trail, and the Athena start off with the ball.
Yeah, I'm not seeing McKenna be our sprinter for this game yet.
Offensive foul here. Riley Eves wins that one, and giving it over to a Fricker. She's right in front of it. Got a lot of open space. Now the Athena's capitalized on that, and the ball undercalled here, so that's another offensive foul. So we will flip sides once again.
That's right. You saw Alyssa swim up. She was up, but then it wasn't the best pass, so it became a turnover.
Right off the top of the crossbar, as Georgina Burr was blocking it, but obviously not off of her hand, so she gets to keep possession of the ball. Riley Eves out to the corner. So Caroline, explain us a little bit about the perimeters of this field, especially with the 2-meter and the 5-meter. What are the restrictions and what is allowed?
Yeah, okay, so that 2-meter is really important. You cannot go into that 2-meter unless you have the ball. You can't even pass the ball into the 2-meter, because that is a big no-no, and that'll result in a turnover.
Got an exclusion against the Athenas, and the Panthers are up now. And yet another power play opportunity. They are 400, 2-5 on power plays right now. Here's Alyssa Fricker right into the corner, right behind Natalie Stearns, and now the Panthers take the lead.
Again, you see Alyssa Fricker dominating for Chapman here. We're going to take a look at this replay right now as she catches that and chucks it into the left side. It's an incredible shot right there. Beautiful.
That's her third goal of the day. Alyssa Fricker already with the hat trick this before noon, actually. Here we go. CMS starting off with the ball once again. We've seen a total of 10 exclusions. A lot of pressure here. And that's an offensive foul on CMS, as there was pressure against Annika Liu. And now Panthers will now quickly go down the pool. Here's Riley Eves taking it herself. And shot on goal right on top of the hands of Natalie Stearns.
That was perfect. You saw Riley just swim down there nice and slow. Amazing. We're going to see a replay right here as she does that. Gets up really high, cross cage shot into the left corner. You can see the goalie's taste of sadness. That is an incredible shot for Riley Eves.
That was a nice long shot by Riley Eves. The Athenas are trying to find their response now. Jamie Chin putting a lot of pressure on Valerie Wraith. Draws the ordinary foul. Nice pressure for the Panthers defense. Right over to set. Callie Malone is defending. Someone's by herself, and she just drops it right in the goal. A little touch pass by the Athenas as number 17, Cooper McKenna, scores another goal.
Yeah, you just saw McKenna right there with that perfect lob. She had a little bit of a fake. You thought she was going to rocket it into that left corner, but no. She said, let me take my time. Let me lob that into that left corner. Let me fake it out. And that was an amazing play just for her on Georgina Burton.
Second goal for McKenna, 2 goals for Valerie Wraith today so far. Obviously, the 2 best players on the Athena's roster right now. But the Panthers have their own, Alyssa Fricker and Kendall Pappen. Kendall Pappen being a freshman on this team. Jamie Chin currently holding the ball right now. But here's the question, can the Panthers run up the score a little bit more here in the second quarter? Misses wide, that's Annika Liu.
Excellent shot taken by Annika Liu, but just a tad bit left, but excellent otherwise. And
oh, nice steal away by Jamie Chin. By herself, she's looking for help down the middle of the pool, but she's just gonna take it herself. She's trying to draw a foul. Valerie Wraith is on top, and now she draws the ordinary foul.
I mean, Jamie Chin already has for the season 1.9 steals per game and ranks first overall.
She's also got 19 assists, and she's 3rd overall in the entire conference. So she's a great backhand help for this Chapman Panthers squad. Another ordinary foul. Fricker is in trouble. She tries the backhand, and it's off the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I think Jamie Chin is that hidden weapon. I mean, those assists and steals, they can't happen. You have those great shooters, but you also need players like Jamie Chin who are going to be great offenders and help their key players.
Ordinary foul drawn here, especially for the Panthers. You know, with Alyssa Fricker being in there, and now we have Kendall Pappen stepping up to the plate in her freshman role. Here's a shot on goal, and it's right to the left of Georgina Burton as the CMS Athenas respond.
I think number 19, Valerie Wraith, got so excited. There was a lot of tussle and set. You saw that. She's just lost her cap. But here you go. See her step out, pick up that ball, and throw it right into that left bottom corner.
Especially going across her body like that. You need a lot of torque to throw the water polo ball into a direction that's against your plane.
No, yeah, you have to really use that momentum of the water. And you can see now Valerie Wraith is going to take a break as she takes a minute to recap and resituate herself as we get started in this next play.
No exclusions so far, unlike we saw in that first quarter of play with about 4 minutes to go here before we get to halftime. This game moves very, very quick. Usually the time allotted is about an hour, 30 minutes, maybe even 2 hours depending. Fricker flicks it way over the goal, above the crossbar. And there's no shot for her there on Natalie Stearns. And already going fast. Alyssa Fricker looks like he lost her defender. Mia Adson takes it herself. And she hangs it up there and puts it behind Georgina Burton.
Yeah, Mia Adson, she is also a force to be reckoned with for CMS. I mean, look at the shot right here. She's all alone, nobody. She looks behind her, checks, does a fake, moves herself towards the middle, and shoots that to the left cage.
It becomes a fight between yourself and kicking in the water, especially for a goalie who's trying to defend somebody that's by themselves. Whoever runs out of energy by the time you get down there, it's going to be an open goal.
That's right. I mean, you could also see Alyssa Fricker kind of lost some of her energy right there. Maybe she was a little tired, and there was a bit of a tussle you saw on that 4-5 side.
Athena's right now are holding that lead now after that goal by Mia Adson. We're getting a little ordinary foul here. The Panthers building up the response. Shot clock running down, 2 seconds. Flicks it over very close to the inside part, but Natalie Stearns will grab that one quickly. We got an exclusion here.
Exclusion, foul call on Chapman's number 10, Demi O'Vale.
Demi O'Vale will be thrown out for now. Panthers need to excel on these power plays and defense. Shaking it around. Nice defense there by Georgina Burton as she blocks that one away.
Excellent save there by Georgina, especially as the defenders on Chapman's side seem to be a little crowding on the 1-2 side. Not as much spreading around on those posts, but maybe that was a strategic pull as they pushed onto their offenders to try to threaten them.
A lot of young players on this Chapman team, 9 sophomores, 7 freshmen for this squad. Right in the place in front of Natalie Stearns, easy pickings. And now they're going quickly, cherry picking it over to the right side of the screen on the pool deck side and puts it right behind Burton. And now a 2-goal lead for the CMS Athenas.
Yeah, that was number 8, Grace Clark. You know, that was a beautiful play by her. We're going to see this replay right here. Look at her swim forward, turn around, get space from her offender, get up, and throw that into the goal. Amazing shot off by her. See, making that space from your defender is really important in water polo because it's a really contact sport. So getting that movement and allowing that space is going to allow you to get those better shots off.
She had a goal on Wednesday against Pomona Pitzer when they went to overtime against that team. 12-9, they lost to Pomona Pitzer in overtime. We get an exclusion here in favor of the Panthers. Kendall Pappen back in there. CMS had a flurry of substitutions a moment ago. This is
I'm sorry, that's on number 21.
about the 13th exclusion we've seen in total. Under 10 seconds, nice defense from the CMS Athenas and Valley Wraith on that 6-on-5 opportunity. And the Panthers' chances were squandered.
And number 21, Lily Pashman for CMS re-enters the pool.
We get an offensive foul on Valerie Wraith as she was trying to go over the top of Alyssa Fricker. Great defense by the Panthers once again. Riley Eves, basically a 5-on-5 right now with Valerie Wraith and Alyssa Fricker playing catch-up. Meg Peters puts it through behind Natalie Stearns.
Number 9, Meg Peters. She saw that opportunity and took it. That set spot is so important. You can see her here. She's ready for that. She turns around and throws that right into the right-hand lower side. She saw her chance and took it. An excellent shot right there. Puts Chapman a little closer to CMS.
With your knowledge in water polo and the position of set, how difficult is it to train for that position day in, day out?
It's an incredibly difficult position to train for. You're usually the biggest and strongest player, but sometimes that's not even the case. You've got to do lots of weights, and it's a really hard one, and you just have to play everyone so you're ready for anything that happens to you.
Georgina Burton gets in front of it and stops that offensive opportunity there against Olivia Cairns.
The timeout's been called by Chapman.
Timeout called by Eric Placel.
It's a full timeout.
This is a very tightly contested matchup between these two teams.
Exactly, Justin. I was just about to say. I mean, there's a CMS 7-6 difference here, and they're both tied of her exclusions at 6 exclusions on each side. It's crazy already. You're going to see right here. Number 4 passes it into number 3, Olivia Cairns, as she tries to get a shot off on Georgina Burton. But you saw Georgina Burton, she came out of the goal. And I know that's sometimes a strategy for goalies to come out and kind of make their offender feel a little scared, because you see the goalie as this big presence as they come out and try to scare you. But that was an excellent play by Georgina Burton to save her goal.
So it's all about that type of goalie awareness and knowing where the ball is, especially with players like that. When you have somebody who's in the middle like that, is it a good thing to come out of the goal in front of the set's face, or is it better to stay back?
I feel like it's always a judgment call. I always get a little scared when the goalies come out because you're leaving a lot of space behind you wide open because there's that really big gap. And if that player is able to step out and make a what we call a flamingo shot into the goal, then it's not great. But in that case, Georgina Burton saw her chance. She saw that she was being attacked by a couple defenders, so she thought it was best to come out, make some space, look scary, look big, and that was a great save for Georgina.
Wondering here what it's going to come down to. Obviously, we're getting closer to halftime here at the Z All Red Aquatic Center. 650 seats in total built here. Hosted a couple of Sky Championship games and West Water Polo Association games as well. Built right next to Wilson Field as we are adjacent to that. And here we go, starting it off. Georgina Burton passing it off to Jamie Chin. I mean, I wanted to ask you, Caroline, how many exclusions in a game do you typically see?
Ooh.
Wide shot there by Alyssa Fricker as it goes behind Natalie Stearns.
I feel like there's a lot of exclusions per game, especially in women's water polo more than men's. I mean, already we're like almost reaching half, and we've got 6 on each side. You know, especially if there's, because it's a contact sport, you're going to get a lot of exclusions, a lot of calls. It's just a part of the way the sport goes.
Definitely so. Valerie Wraith back there in the middle set. We got under 30 seconds here. The shot clock is running under 10 though. Nice defense there by Kendall Pappen. Panthers have 20 seconds to try to get a shot off before this goes. Georgina is going to hold it, and she's going to come out of goal.
Yeah, talk about Kendall Pappen. I mean, she's got 1.8 steals per game and ranks in first for all overall steals.
4 seconds to go. Under 3. Wide of the crossbar there as Kendall Pappen trying throwing that one above the head. And we are finishing this first half of action as we've seen a very close game between the Athenas and the Chapman University Panthers. Caroline, what a storyline we got here. Is this what we expected?
This was not what I was expecting whatsoever. I mean, you see these teams going back-to-back. You thought that CMS was going to pull away in that first quarter, but then all of a sudden, Alyssa Fricker for Chapman just comes out of nowhere with like 3 goals back-to-back-to-back. And now we're here with Angela Hara in the booth. How are you doing, Angie?
I'm doing amazing. Just down there checking out this intense game. A lot of exclusions I see, a lot of aggression.
It's an awesome game. Yeah, it's really great. What are you seeing so far from both teams?
Yeah, so on both teams, I'm seeing definitely on the Chapman side that they're playing very, very strategically, right? They're absolutely, every goal has a purpose. But what I really want to talk about is the Claremont Convergence, right? That's the preseason tournament style that happened this preseason for the water polo collegiate teams. Chapman and CMS were both a part of that. And as we see here on the screen, CMS did an amazing job in that preseason. It looks like they're at 3 wins and 1 loss. And what's especially interesting about CMS is being that they are a D3 school, they actually won against a lot of D1 and D2 schools. So that's definitely something to look out for in this game. Now, if we switch on over to Chapman, you can see that the scores are absolutely reciprocated, right? They lost 3 games and won 1 game, and the only game it seems that they won was the D3. So it's definitely something to have as context for this game, and it's interesting to see going back to the second quarter how that's going to really play out, given that knowledge of their preseason.
Well, I mean, it must have been very personal for people like Alyssa Fricker, who is a transfer from Augustana University. But in particular, Chapman hosted games here, and Claremont hosted games at their school for the Claremont Convergence. I mean, because I was confused a bit looking into it just about how the structure goes, because it's not a tournament-style event.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an opportunity for these D3 schools to play against these D1 and these D2 schools. And I think as Georgina Burton was talking to me earlier, she said that it was definitely a great opportunity to see those strategies and essentially not to count for anything. So I think going forward, I think that's definitely good context for this game.
Absolutely. Well, we got plenty of more action coming here very soon as we head to the second half of action. Angela will be joining us later on in the show, but we're going to take a little bit break here at the CSBN Broadcast Network, and we will catch you guys after the half. Welcome back, everybody, here at the Z Allred Aquatic Center, the beautiful facility here at the Chapman University. Both sides have switched here. It is 6-7 in favor of the Athenas right now, if you're just joining us. We got a great game between these two SCIAC Conference teams. Caroline, what are you expecting in the second half of action for both these squads?
I'm really excited. It's going to be super jam-packed, and here they go as they sprint off. Cooper McKenna for the first sprint of the entire game, and she is going to pass that back to her trailer number 19, Valerie Wraith.
We haven't seen too much action from Cooper McKenna so far in this one. It's been kind of all Valerie Wraith that she's had 3 goals already in this matchup. And going quickly is the Athenas, and it gets over the head of Burton. And the Athenas quickly start off the third quarter with a score.
Yeah, Olivia Karen said, let's go quick, quick, quick. She picked up that ball, made that perfect shot right there. It was really nice and easy. They said, let's come out real fast.
Go fast now. Riley Eves now in there in the water. Fricker's on the other side. Going to be a key player if they want to get back in this one, but she's going to need a lot of support from her teammates. They've got Annika Liu out there, Demi Oval, and Callie Malone. Jamie Chin on the wing side, getting a lot of pressure from McKenna.
You can tell Chapman's having a tough time getting a hold of that ball. Ooh. Yeah, Alyssa Fricker just trying to get a hold of something right there. But, you know, you saw that defense coming from CMS really attacking hard. Ooh.
Oh, boy. That was a tough play there for Valerie Wraith. She was looking to get the ball, and then Burton came flying out of nowhere and took the ball away as it bounced out of the hands of Valerie Wraith. So that was more luck, more or less, for the Chapman Panthers, as now they will have the possession of the ball. And an ejection here against Valerie Wraith as she comes out of the pool.
A little bit of confusion there. I think it was actually number 8, Grace Clark called.
It looks like it, yeah. So, and nice block there from the Athenas as the squander yet another power play opportunity. Looks like Natalie Stearns is staying out there at the goal side. And a flick of the wrist bounces out the cage and falls in. A nice shot there.
Number 9, Dara Schoolcraft. We're gonna see this replay right here. Perfect lob shot as she swims up, fakes a little bit, does a lob shot into that left corner. Georgina wasn't even ready.
It's very interesting so far. CMS only has 13 shots on goal while Chapman has 22. I wonder what's going wrong for the Panthers right now on those shots. Any thoughts, Caroline?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's just CMS really pressing right now. You know, you can see it right here. They're trying to get a drive going on that 1-2 side, but they're just getting pressed out by CMS. You see Valerie Wraith is pushing Jamie Chin out into the very edge of the pool, but now she's got that foul and she's going to move that ball around.
Exclusion against, looks like number 9, Dara Schoolcraft goes out of the pool. Jamie Chin walks into the set 2-meter. Riley Eves pump faking. Jamie Chin now getting closer and right into the goal. A nice shot there by the Panthers as Demi Ovale responds.
That's right, Demi Ovale really came through with that redirect. You saw that? She got a catch, shoot, boom, right in that left corner. Beautiful shot right there by Demi.
Well, it's never a good thing to leave your set alone because when they're in front of the face, you have 2 angles of motion to throw that ball into the perfect window.
Chapman said they're not going to let CMS take over with that intense aggression. 9-7, they're trying their best to come back here.
This would be an interesting circumstance if the Athenas actually lose this game because they lost to Pomona Pitzer. That would put them almost near the near bottom of the conference, which would be an interesting start for this team that made it all the way to the NCAA championship game a season ago. The interesting thing is that they just haven't had it with Pomona Pitzer. Went to the SCIAC championship game, lost to Pomona Pitzer. NCAA lost to Pomona Pitzer.
That's right. And there was an attempted shot there by number 4 CMS, Mia Adson, but goalie was able to save that. But like you were saying, I mean, CMS is a really strong team, but you're seeing Chapman come out here with the same aggression, and they're not backing down.
Not backing down at all, and also the Athenas saying so right by herself. That's Grace Clark. Flicks it over as a rainbow shot over the head of Burton. And double digits for the Athenas now.
Yeah, that was an incredible play right there by Grace Clark. You saw her, she was up, she was gone, she was away. Another lob, you know, you see it, CMS really utilizing those lobs, trying to fake out Georgina Burton. Think they're going to come in with those strong left or right top corners, but no, they say let's lob it.
So far, the Athenas are 54% good on shots on goal. Chapman, measly 27% on the shots on goal. Jamie Chin now with the ball, with her possession. Chapman has done better than CMS so far in this matchup on the power play opportunities. Alyssa Fricker puts it in the right corner. And once again, that's her 4th goal of the day.
That's right. You saw number 4, Alyssa Fricker. She is out past 6th spot. You can see her. Look at that. She gets up real high into that right-hand corner, top corner. You weren't even expecting it. Natalie Stearns wasn't expecting it for sure. I mean, coming out from the 6th spot, from past 6 meters, that's crazy.
Crazy indeed, and Alyssa Fricker has already matched her score numbers from that matchup against the University of Redlands, which the Panthers won against. Beat them 10-8 earlier in the week on Wednesday. That's why they're on top of the conference standings right now. Jamie Chin gets in front of it, and she will get the ball. Nice defensive job there.
Another steal to add to that tally is number 1 in SCIAC right now.
Burton flicks it down right over to Papin, and Fricker looking for her 5th goal of the day. She takes a shot, and it's off the hands of Natalie Stearns.
Excellent shot, though, there. You saw Alyssa Fricker crunch her abs so she gets that extra oomph in that shot.
A little defense here by Jamie Chin. She's getting a little help from Papin on the left side now. Towards the middle, and Jamie Chin swipes it away. Great defense once again from Jamie Chin. Fricker is cherry picking on the other side of the pool.
Some sneaky plays here by Chapman, you know.
We know very much. Finn McMissile being sneaky much.
Finn McMissile sneaky much.
Gonna have to find her toemater eventually. Might be Kendall Pappen. Here comes the Athenas now. A lot of water splashing between these players. An ordinary foul called against Pappen. Right to the middle, and Burton comes out of it.
And it's a goalie exclusion?
Goalie exclusion, how often do you see this?
Never! And now you can see all the field players flocking to the goal because they've lost their goalie. And they only have the ability to use one arm at a time.
The only person that can use two arms is the goalie herself, so they holding it everywhere. And a nice shot there by number 4, Mia Adson.
Amazing right there. You know, that is a very rare play that you see when the goalie comes out and they've lost it. I mean, it's kind of a guaranteed shot for the other team because you can only use one arm. And so that was an excellent play right there by Mia Adson. She got it, she got up, and shot perfectly.
Looked like a full classroom of people raising their hand for a question, but obviously didn't go to the path of the Panthers as the Athenas are up by 11-8 now. We get an offensive foul against Kendall Pappen, and that'll be a turnover. She is lagging behind her, the player that she is defending, and she's all by herself. And Melissa Fricker comes in to assist. Kayla Munoz there on the wing. Burton right between her hands. Once again, another goal by Mia Adson, back to back.
Excellent shot there by Mia Adson. Beautiful play. We're going to see right here in this replay. She tries. Ooh, she was down by 2 players, but she came up and you didn't even see her, and she got that perfect flamingo shot right over the goalie's head.
Individual prowess on all 4s there, or I should say 2 because we're in the middle of water. Jamie Chin now. Well, 2 CMS players now have 3 goals, including Mia Adson. Valerie Wraith, obviously, we talked about, has 3 right now. So a couple of stars showing out here today for the Athenas. Meg Peters in trouble. Exclusion here against the Athenas, against number 6, Fiona Murphy.
Chapman's going to take their time in setting up by taking that timeout. I think Plessel wants to see if they can really utilize these 6-on-5s because they're already down by 4 points. But, you know, they could come back. They've been coming out with a lot of aggression, Justin. I mean, what have you seen from Chapman that's just turned the tables on CMS when they thought they were up in this quarter?
I mean, people like Alyssa Fricker, right? Obviously, she still have a lot of energy out there, but Kendall Pappen, we haven't seen too much of her so far in this matchup. No goals on the day so far. She's had 1 steal to her name right now, but we haven't seen too much from the second leading scorer on this Chapman Panthers team, indeed. Gonna need a little bit more of that, it feels like, especially if this team needs it, and I'm sure that's what Eric Plessel is communicating to his squad right now. Obviously, one of the more key players for this team is Casey Markle, the senior for the squad, actually a classmate of mine's, and out for this season with an injury. She's looking to come back later in the season. She really wants to play for the squad in her final year of eligibility in NCAA, but she's a leader out there. She understands this team very well, and she's the 2 MD player that this team really, really needs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always so sad when you're injured and you can't play. It's just the most heartbreaking feeling. So I hope that she has a chance to come back and play with her team.
Hopefully we'll say so. So right now, a 6-on-5 opportunity for the Panthers. Another power play coming about. Georgina Burton will start off with the ball, and here comes a flurry of action. Fricker to the right side now. Jamie Chin, we haven't seen too many shots from her today. Riley Eves. Not a lot of crowding on the edges. Fricker flicks it. Did it get through? Yes, it does.
That redirect shot, you did not think that was going to happen right there by Alyssa Fricker, but Jamie Chin set her up perfectly. You can see this, Jamie Chin tossed it in, boom, right past Stearns. She didn't even see that one coming because that was just a perfect a perfect tee shot that she set up into that left-hand corner.
She had 69 total scores last season in 2023, almost reaching that number. She's already at 50 goals now on the season. Here come the Athenas, and they get it right past Georgina Burton. And so the Athenas now up. Total of 13-9 now. Things starting to falter a little bit here against the Panthers. Gonna need a little bit of that magic.
You see right there, 24 sets herself up, and that cross-cage left shot. Excellent shot put off there by Caitlin Munoz.
Got a kicking call here against the Panthers. That's exactly what they don't need on this possession, and now the Athenas will take action of the ball. I mean, you have to have good eyes to see stuff like that underwater.
That's right.
Another flick over. Burton has got enough leg action to get that one. That's a turnover. Great stuff by Georgina Burton on defense.
That was an attempted shot by Cooper McKenna.
Hands it over to Pappen, and Panthers are looking for that grand response. Don't want to call it a comeback yet, but we shall see.
That indeed we shall see. Only 10 seconds left here.
So under 10 seconds, Alyssa Fricker makes a shot, and it's right to the hands of Natalie Stearns. Once again by herself as Kayla Munoz, as time was running out, and that's the end of the third quarter. After that shot on goal that goes wide.
Score 13-9.
So we've seen a couple of action pieces here. An action-packed game. 13-9 is the score between the Athenas and the Chapman Panthers so far right now. Caroline, we're getting very close to that crunch time. We got fourth quarter coming around. What's it going to take for the Panthers to really get back in action?
I think it's going to be all about that aggression. I think Angela Hara, who our sideline is, will have more information on that because she's down on the deck with the most action. Angie?
Thanks, Caroline. Yeah, I gotta say that it's looking really rowdy down here, especially on the Chapman side. I gotta say, Caroline, as CMS is running up that score, Chapman is definitely showing the aggression. We're seeing those exclusions that happen. What a moment, the Chapman goalie with the exclusion and CMS scoring. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Chapman is going to fight back coming into this fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
This being one of many, as they're getting started early with the conference matchups between each other. Obviously, Chapman has started off the season playing in the Curtis Robinett Invitational. They play in the Claremont Convergence. CMS has played in the Bruno Classic over at Brown University, that Ivy League school stuff, and also partaking in the Claremont Convergence as being a host of it. So they got a lot of experience against a lot of these D1 schools. A good comparison between these two teams is that the Panthers started the season against Cal State Fullerton, lost 12-9, and then CMS actually played Cal State Fullerton later on in the season in the Claremont Convergence. They actually beat Cal State Fullerton 12-10 against a really good Division I program.
Yeah, that's an incredible comeback for both teams. I mean, although sad loss for Chapman, great win for CMS, and yet still, I thought this was not going to be as close a game as it has been. 13-9. I mean, we started off in the first quarter, it was tied at like 3-3 in those first few minutes. It was incredible energy from both teams, and even though Chapman is down by 4 points, I don't doubt that they could come back in this quarter. I mean, as they get ready to get back in the pool here, CMS is going to come out with even more energy, and we'll see what happens from them. I mean, they've been also really utilizing a certain shot, and that would have to be the lob shot. Even though it's not used that much, CMS has been using that as our key shot, whereas Chapman is using those big cross-cage shots, really nice and clean pass and shoots. And here we go, getting geared up for this last and final quarter as the ref holds his players at bay. And now he's going to call the whistle and drop the ball in the middle and see who gets there first.
Annika Liu, the sprinter for the Panthers. McKenna there. Liu is going to win the sprint against McKenna.
The sprint will go by Annika Liu for Chapman.
Jamie Chan, the trailer, will get this ball as McKenna's putting a lot of pressure. Hands it off now to Callie Malone.
Yeah, a bit of a tussle there. I mean, it could have been a tip-off. It was a really close sprint right there, but Jamie Chin was able to protect that ball. Now she's under attack by Cooper McKenna. Powell gets passed into set. And an exclusion is called.
That was against number 3, Olivia Cairns, and they put it into the goal. So the comeback is on board now.
And that was number 3, Riley Eves. You can see her right there, catch and shoot, and boom! Right when Stearns wasn't looking, came out to guard her at that one spot, but no. Eves saw that opportunity right in the center, and she took it.
Looks like that's what it's going to take for these Panthers to come back with a power play opportunity. They're over 60% on power plays now. And here we go. Athena's threatening with about 10 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to come off with a shot right now. Alyssa Fricker putting great pressure. A foul called, but for 5 seconds, can they get it off quickly? And a great defense there by Riley Eves and Jamie Chin in duo, and they give it off to Burton. A Fricker's down there with number 7 attacking. That's Kendall Pappen. And there's the ejection called against the Athenas.
Number 9, Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft goes out of the water. And again, the power play opportunity coming here for the Panthers. They have been capitalizing a majority of these so far in the water.
That's right, they're getting ready to set up here in the on a 6-on-5.
Eves takes it herself and under the armpits of Natalie Stearns, but not enough power there to get through.
Even once more as number 9, Dara Schoolcraft re-enters the pool.
Morgana Kalu on possession now and by herself. And getting it into the goal, and the Athenas respond now.
Yeah, that perfect pass and shoot by Olivia Cairns. Amazing, very, very clean shot right there. She was set up perfectly right in front of the goal. And we were not expecting that, but that was like a bullet right into that left side of the goal. Amazing play.
It's going to take a lot of energy here. Meg Peters checks in for the Panthers.
Still Panthers down by 4. Let's see what they can do in these 6 minutes.
Offensive foul called here against the Panthers. Under 6 minutes to go in this water polo matchup between these two teams. All by herself once again. It looks like the defense have a lot of holes right now, and it goes over the head of Burton. And now they're running up the score, and Derek Schoolcraft.
That's right, CMS said catch and shoot. I thought they were gonna go for more lobs this quarter, but they were like, no, we're gonna take our time, set up those catch and shoots. Amazing shot right there by number 9, Dara Schoolcraft. Really nice and clean. She got that momentum, turned her body, and crushed that one into the goal.
Panthers played McAllister College throughout the week. 10-0 against that squad. It's the next game that they have on their sheet. Athena's stopping that possession for the Panthers as the intended receiver was Alyssa Fricker, but right in the middle of it was Mia Adson, who's having herself a day with 3 goals.
Yeah, you could have seen that. That was a blocked pass right there. You could tell Alyssa Fricker's a little tired, trailing behind, but hopefully she can get a little more momentum for this last quarter.
Here we go, and a shot there over the arms of Burton right into the goal. That's number 17, Cooper McKenna.
That's right, Cooper McKenna about to add to her score tally. Look at this shot right here. She picks it up, makes space, shoots it in the left bottom corner. Excellent play by Cooper McKenna. All right, here we go now, setting up, passing down to Jamie Chin. Jamie Chin on the 4-5 side. Gets that foul, passes it into point, boom! Number 2, Callie Malone. She said, let me throw that one right into that corner. Not expecting it at all, 16-11. Let's watch this replay right here. She gets up big, boom, right off the water. I don't think Stearns was expecting that one right there.
Didn't look like she was at all. 11-16 now between these two squads. Demi Ovale guarding against the Athenas, and a foul drawn against Jamie Chin and getting it off the left post. But there was a foul called there anyway, so Panthers will get this ball back. Next opponent for CMS will be Cal Lutheran on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Actually, the Panthers play McAllister later today, which we will not be covering. Here's Alyssa Fricker now. She passes off into the middle to Callie Malone. And a foul call there. A little frustration here from the Athena's crowd. Under 15 seconds on the shot clock. Give it back to Fricker. Can't really do much in that area. Riley Eves now. Running out of time. Chin. And it's blocked away by Valerie Wraith. CMS is really taking the action here, and we haven't really seen too much of Chapman. It looks like their energy's kind of down right now. Burton picks this one very nicely with the help of Alyssa Fricker. And now they're going quickly as they had multiple players back on the other side of the pool. Riley Eves now by herself. Wraith matches her using the stiff arm move against Riley Eves. She passes it off to Jamie Chin. Fricker's going towards the middle. Demi Oval's on the other side. Get another foul called in under 10 seconds. They're going to have to go figure out quickly here. Under 5, Alyssa Fricker by herself, and it's off the post. No good there. And under 3 minutes and 30 seconds in this game, the Panthers rally that window is starting to close now. Athena's looking for the dagger, and they get it off the hands of Burton. And that's a shot. Athena's running up, continually so. Grace Clark once again on the goal. You see Burton had no chance at all trying to get back there and putting it right in front of her, and it bounced off the hands. The Athenas are now substituting multiple players out, possibly to get a lot of these freshman players on their team some playing time. Whole total of 6 freshmen and 8 sophomores on this squad as well. Now we're at the 3-minute mark. Jamie Chin, and a foul exclusion called here against the Athenas. That's Washington Ortega. Jamie Chin now. The Panthers have kind of capitalized on a lot of these power plays, but they're going to need a lot more. They want to get back in this one. Fricker now puts it on the right corner.
Again, Fricker comes back again. She says she's not sleeping on this one. She's still got that energy. She's still got that power. You see in this replay right here. Pass and shoot and cross cage. Boom. She calls it a day.
Just seems like she knows everywhere where to put those balls in the right places and where the goalie ain't.
That's right. She knows. She's got that sixth sense, I think.
Definitely does. Panthers get the opportunity here as there was an offensive foul called against the Athenas. Now the Panthers have possession with under 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Over to Riley Eves. Panthers down by 5. And they're going to have to figure this one out quickly. We have seen miracles before, but who knows? It's anyone's game. Flick over by McKenna, and it's wide of the goal.
Chapman said they'd give those lobs a try that were so useful for CMS, but it doesn't seem to be working for them.
A pull exclusion here against the Panthers. And they're going to be down on a 6-on-5 with Athenas, and that's another exclusion. So a 6-on-4 now.
6-on-4, and Demi Oval and number 3, Riley Eves, both leave the pool. Chapman's in a tough spot right now.
Nice play there by Fricker. But it goes right back to the Athena, so they get the ball back, but nice defensive effort, and Burton saves that one. So how about that on the 6-on-4? The Panthers, nice defense.
Excellent field block right there by number 4. That Alyssa Fricker, I cannot believe she is a woman of many talents.
She certainly is, and there's a big reason why she has come to this school to make a name for her. 6 goals today. She's working as a biology major. Got a timeout here. Eric Plasell calls yet another one. Under a minute and 30 seconds left in this game. I mean, you could say it is kind of out of reach, but we've seen crazier things, right?
We've seen crazier things. I mean, I've seen teams come back in a few seconds. You know, there's so many turnovers. There's so much movement happening. In water polo, never say never. It can happen. Like, there's so many little inside rules and pockets. Like, you know, even the goalie can get a shot off from the goal into the other person's goal and now cross half from the rule change.
That is very true. Unlike basketball, where you have better control of the ball in play, and you know you have the shot clock, you utilize that to count down those numbers and just kill the clock all the way down. Water polo, it's very static. It doesn't matter whether you have the ball or not. You can get that ball taken away pretty easily and utilize that shot clock to your advantage because there's obviously no free throws in this sport.
No free throws. The only free throw that might be a free throw is a penalty shot. And we haven't seen any of those this entire game. But even then, it's not a free throw. You have to do it in one swift movement, and if you don't, it's a turnover already.
Already a total of 22 exclusions in total for both of these teams. CMS leading that department with 13. We've seen a lot of exclusions in this game, but seems like a typical number for exclusions in a lot of these water polo matchups. Panthers get the ball here. Fricker looking for her 7th goal. That's a crazy number to think about. Eves pump faking it. Pappen. Now Fricker. Annika Lewis, she gets trouble in her face, and now there's a foul called. The excluded player comes back into play. She has to get this one off with 4 seconds left. The foul, 2 seconds. She's got to get this one off, and then she just dumps it away.
That was a tussle right there. You saw Fricker trying to do a really quick pass down to Lou, but Lou just had her defender right up in her face, and Jamie Chen was just closed off in that corner.
The school had 2 NCAA Division III Women of the Year candidates last year in Camille Chang and Julia Case, both nominated last year. Camille Chang had 118 career goals for this squad, 2-time All-American. Definitely miss her on that side of things. And Julia Case, a 2-sport athlete for this squad. And there's a goal there from the Athenas as they continue to run up the score. We're just at the 30-second mark now.
30 more seconds left in this game. But then, you know, 12-18, an excellent score. Excellent plays by Alyssa Fricker. I mean, also looking at her past, she went to the CIF championships in her high school at Santa Margarita Catholic. You know, she's an excellent player all around. It's been great to watch her this game.
Certainly has been. It looks like Eric Plasell has decided to put in a lot of his young freshman talent. Such people like Kendall Nelson are now in the game.
A lot of whitewater going on down on the 1-2 side.
This is Caitlin Pasillas out of Brea Olinda High School. We also got Natalie Peterson-Hunt in the water as well.
Caitlin Pasillas getting pushed back way past half, way past half. But 1 second left, and that's game.
So that will be game here as the Athenas get away with a victory. Their first conference win of the season against the Chapman Panthers. His final score 18-12. Plenty of action that we just saw in this game today. How about that?
That was an incredible game. I mean, both teams really excelled during this game. You saw already with those exclusions on both sides. I mean, Chapman did an excellent job. Even though they had a lower scoring percentage, they got more exclusions on CMS than CMS got on them. So some excellent plays on both teams.
Excellent plays indeed, and obviously Athena has had the advantage. It looked like the Panthers were just starting to get a little tired out there. Maybe some extra conditioning in play here, but you know that kind of becomes a question for a lot of these teams. Is just how much conditioning can you do, and what's your endurance build for a sport like this, because you're going to be moving those legs a lot.
That's right. I mean, I know water polo players really don't like to swim. I don't like to swim. but it's very important that you swim so much, and those drills are really important. I mean, there's things called suicides, which terrible, and firewalls. You got to swim back and forth, but the endurance on both teams, they did an excellent job.
Yeah, both teams today, 34 shots in total from the Panthers. They didn't get a lot of those shots. So you see 35% of those shots made in goal. And Athena is really capitalizing on all those opportunities. 64% on shots out of 28. And both of these teams looking at 23 exclusions in total. CMS leading in that department, like we said earlier. And we talked about that high number of exclusions. You see that typically a lot in this sport.
Right, exactly. And also just like taking a look at those shots for CMS. I mean, they were favoring certain shots, like the lobs and those catch and shoots towards the end. Incredible job. And here we have some highlights. Valerie right there on that left corner in the beginning of the game. Here we go, number 19, Valerie Thraith. Again, that bar in. She said, let me wake up this morning.
Yeah. Players on this team, multiple players on the Athenas with multiple goals. Karen's today, 2 goals. Mia Adson is probably our MVP with 3 goals. We got Clark with 3 goals and Schoolcraft with 2. 3 for Wraith, and they're just handing it around to all these players today.
Yeah, and Alyssa Fricker, come on, 7 goals, am I correct? I mean, only last game I was looking at, and she only had 3 goals, but still, #1 scorer in SCIAC. It was just a great opportunity to watch her play, and same with CMS. Mia Adson doing an excellent job on offense all around. Both teams, amazing.
Yeah, Cooper McKenna, we didn't see too much from her today in that department. We were expecting it a little bit more, but it was obviously all the CMS players today, and there was a lot of fixtures handing around, and obviously we talked about Alyssa Fricker with that high score total indeed, and it's just extremely tough. So it looks like we got our MVP down on the pool deck with Angela Hara. Angela Hara down on the pool deck with our MVP for Chapman Sports Broadcast Network.
Well, what a win, you guys. I'm here with Mia Adson, number 4, the attacker for CMS. Mia, I have to say that really there was almost like a flip of a switch going into that second half today. How do you feel about your performance overall in that second half as an attacker for CMS?
Overall, I think we had kind of the same mentality going, like from the first and second half. It was just that we were like finishing our opportunities that we had in the first half, and we were communicating more on defense, and so that led to more offensive like opportunities because we were like up on the counterattack and we had more we had more people that were open and stuff, and Yeah, definitely. You guys came from a really strong preseason. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast the Claremont Convergence, and you guys came out with wins against D1 and D2 schools. How would you say that prepared you for today's game, and did that make a difference, that preseason?
Yeah, I think so. We all played like really, really well during that tournament, and I think we really like clicked and communicated really well and learned how to work together. And so that like really transferred over to these games, and it definitely just gave us like the confidence that we like know we're a good team and are capable of like winning against really good teams. So that was really helpful, and yeah.
Definitely. Well, great job. Enjoy the win. It's an early morning. You got the rest of the day to celebrate. Thanks so much. Thank you. That's going to be it for me down here on the sideline. This has been great and amazing to see this intense game. Angela Hara for CSBN.
Thanks, Angela, and congratulations to Mia Adson, who had 3 goals today, 2 steals in total for her name. A name we didn't think we were going to be calling too much for this team. Obviously, Cooper McKenna was one of those names that we're talking about. Valerie Wraith, also SCIAC Player of the Week a couple weeks ago. But how about that? The surprise talent of Mia Adson really coming to fruition in this game here.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, she still is in the top 10 for SCIAC for top shooting, and she's got 36 points overall, but still, she was totally unexpected, but she still averages each game 2.4 shots per game. So it was really awesome to see her come out and go hard and go aggressive, but still, clean game, no exclusions.
Yeah, no exclusion indeed. We talked about 23 exclusions in total in this matchup, and obviously this is not going to be the last we get to see them this season, but obviously this being the biggest game for CSBN, the first major water polo broadcast. It's been a pleasure doing this with you for sure, and hopefully this won't be the last major broadcast we ever see on CSBN, and we will see you guys more in the future as we get more of these games, hopefully down the road. Justin Lee, Caroline Chang, and Angela Hart on sideline. Thank you guys for joining us here today on this beautiful afternoon. We'll see you guys in the next one for Chapman Sports Broadcast Network.